Hello and welcome to another Nikomedias tutorial. Today we make glass waves. I'll show you what I mean. We want to make these ones. Chris Schmidt has shown his way in a live stream. Chris Schmidt is from Grayscaleforilla, and if you go on their Patreon page and you donate, I think from $10 you can download each live stream. They make one live stream a week, and these live streams are about 2 hours and more, so and really informative. But I write this whole information in the description then, and he has shown his way to make these glass waves here. The idea is from Ben Young. On his Behance site, he makes photographs of things like this. And yeah, as I said, I will post these whole links then in the description. And so let's start and try if we get this good. First, we need a floor, of course. So take a plane, and here, I think 10 by 10 segments is enough, and make it editable. So just press C on your keyboard. Okay. So now we take some polygons and just make these surveys. We had here so like this. Okay, let's grow the selection. If you want to grow a selection, you can go here to select and grow selection, or with the shortcut UY. I take UY. So I take these two, so and make it higher here, so like this. Then I want one here, let's say like this, small one, yes, sorry. Then here we want one, okay, UI to grow the selection, so let's see here. Okay, so then here in the middle, make one, and maybe you can do like ever you want it. So there's okay, let's say we are satisfied with this. Oh, yes. Oh. Yeah, okay. Just to show you how it works, then you can make your own things. Oh. Like this. So, okay, that's enough. What we need now is thickness. So let's select all polygons. So press Ctrl A on your keyboard. Now we selected every polygon. And now we extrude this. So let's go to D for extrude. And we make an extrusion by null, by 0. So here 0 offset, and and we take create caps. So let's apply this. The reason is this: now we can just drag these polygons down and we get thickness. And if you hold your shift key during dragging, you get increments of 10, and so you can take what you want. So it's 50 is okay. Good, nice one. Now we take this whole thing and put it in the subdivision surface. and if you have here, you activate your object, so it's active. And now hold your Alt key and press on the subdivision surface, so the plane becomes child of the subdivision surface. Now we see, oof, it's not so nice. What we need is, we need sharper edges here. And we can achieve this with the bevel deformer. Don't know the bevel deformer, I think it's since version 16. But if you don't have the bevel deformer, it is here, it doesn't matter. You can take it with a normal bevel. You can make it with a normal bevel. I'll show you the way with a normal bevel. It's very easy. So you can take your edge selection, then UL for a loop selection, or you go to select and loop selection somewhere here. Yeah, here loop selection UL. Take here a selection, here a selection, and on each corner. Now we forgot. If you add selections, hold your Shift key. Here on each corner. Oops. This is too much. So, and if you want to subtract a selection, so just hold your Control key. So add with Shift and subtract with the Control key. And so you can make your bevel. So go to MS for bevel, or right-click bevel here. MS, and now you can bevel here. See? But we make it with the bevel deformer, and you can take then the same settings as in the bevel deformer. You can take here in the normal bevel. So go back. But this selection, I want this selection with the bevel deformer too. So I make the selection, and now I want to set the selection. So I want to save it. Here set the selections. I did it here in my symbols, but you get it here as well. Select and set selection here. So I can save it for later. So, okay, so far. Now I take my bevel deformer. If you hold Shift, it will become a child of the active object. What I see here is we have some edges I don't want. So for this I take my selection tag here and put it in here. And now we have just the edges. But I don't want round edges. I want that the subdivision surface rounds my object. So don't chamfer here, chamfer, go to solid. And now we have a nice edge here. And if we take the subdivision surface and we activate it, we get here a nice hard edge. And the advantage of this bevel deformer is we are parametric. So if I want a smoother edge, I just make the offset higher, you see, or lower. So, and then I want a hard edge. Now we have this nice surface. So this was the first part. And the second part we need is, now we need a spline. For this I take the helix spline. Take the helix spline. And with the end angle with 720 we need nothing, just null. And we get a nice straight spline with 100 subdivisions. So later with this 100 subdivisions we get nice smooth waves. Okay, let's make it a little higher, that we see where we are. So this is our spline here, this white one. Put it here about, let's say like here. And here we can now alter the height. You see, I go with my height about here. Okay. Let's see here, that's okay. And here the height is okay too. maybe so. Okay. Of course we need more of them, but first we take a displaced deformer. With our helix selected, go under deformer and take the displacer, hold your shift key and click on the displacer. Nothing happens, of course. We go out under shading. Now we go shader and take our noise, and you see something is going on. We are in the wrong axis. So let's go to object here, to the vertex normal, planar, and we need the plus y axis. And look what we get. Get something like waves. But they are too small, so go back to our shader. In our noise shader, make our global scale about 400. Yeah, okay, maybe 300. Yes, that looks nice. And no, I don't want intensity centered, I want it normal intensity, so like this, maybe a little higher, this whole thing. Ah, looks nice. Good. Now we take this helix in a cloner. We want to clone it here in the x-axis. So take our helix, go to the cloner, hold your Alt key so the cloner gets parent. And now we have a cloner in the y-axis, but we need it in the x-axis. So here, the null, and in the x-axis, I would say about 20 for the first thing. 20 is okay. Just for the test, maybe like it smaller, and so then you get smaller waves, of course. But for our test here and for the speed, it's better. For the viewport speed, it's better to we make less waves. So good, that's nice. And we need. It's too much. It's too many. Okay, here we have 20, and let's say here 22. Yeah, that's okay. But now we see a small problem. We have on each spline the same noise, and that looks boring. So what we do is we go to our displacer, go in the shader, noise, and we go from the space from texture to world and blob. Now we have on each spline different noise. That's exactly what we want. Okay, nice so far. So now we go to our cloner. Now we need to extrude our spline in the x-axis. So let's go to our helix, then extrude, hold your Alt key, extrude. We see that's the wrong direction, so we don't need it here in the Z direction, we need the X direction, so here X, Y, Z, Z null, and the X, we have a space of 20, so we go to 19.99. They shouldn't touch each other, so 20 is too much, we get to 99.99. So now we get these nice ribbons. That's exactly what we want. Okay, but maybe we should make some smaller ribbons. No, I think for this tutorial it's okay with this, but I want this helix little down. So yes, yeah. Oh, come on, no, make it smaller. It looks better. So let's go to our cloner, make it here 10 instead 20. The extrude we deactivate for a moment. Of course, we need now more clones. And if it gets too slow, so I paused in between. Okay. Now we have this. And of course now we need an extrusion from 9.99. Okay, activate it. Okay, this will be much nicer waves. Good, so far. The next step, we copy our cloner just for a backup. Take your cloner, hold on your control key and drag it down. So you have here the clone. And this original one, I deactivate everything and put it in a null object. So press Alt G on your keyboard and call it backup. So, and this backup we hide too. Good. Now we have to make this cloner editable. For this I have this script here, this edit optimize script that makes everything at once. If we just press C here on the keyboard for make it editable, I'll show you, we get a lot of waves and here that we don't need, we don't want. So go back. We can do one which should work. Let's test it. I don't know. Go to the connect object, Alt key connect, and press C on the connect object. Yeah, now we have just one object. But this object now we have to optimize later. Okay, but I go back and show you the script. This does everything. We don't need a connect object, we need nothing. So cloner, press the script. I give you the download link in the description. It's a free script, so just press it, it asks you, and okay. And you see everything is done with one click. And it's optimized and everything. Good. Now, no. We take this cloner, let's call it waves. And we take our polygon selection and we select every polygon, so and make such a selection, and then press Ctrl A on your keyboard. And we do the same with this. I like this thickness on the landscape. So go D for extrude. So, and we extrude it by null with caps. Apply it and just drag it down again. And we drag it down like so, that it disappears here in the ground. Okay, here's okay. Okay. Good. And now, here it is here. We take these waves. So let's see. Here are the normals are correct. Yeah, this is what we forgot. The extrusion on the landscape. Let's hide for a moment the waves. The landscape, the extrusions. I think we have here the normals inverted. Yeah, here are the normals inverted. But we can repair this easily. Just press UR on your keyboard. This reverses the normals, UR. Now they are in the correct direction. Or you press right click and here reverse normals, UR. So that's it for this. Let's bring back our waves. Okay. Now I want... Oh, I forgot one thing. Doesn't matter. I hope you're not angry with me. Just delete this wave. I want here just randomize in the z-axis that everything is plain here. So just for this we have the backup. Delete these waves. Take our backup cloner. Put it out here with Control key and drag. So here we have our ribbons. And now with the cloner, we take a random effector with the cloner selected. So okay, very random. So, and in the z-axis maybe 1 centimeter. That's enough. That is just to have a slight variation here. So that's okay now. And now let's take the cloner and take our script here. Okay. We don't need the random DeForma anymore. Now the same again, call it wave. Waves. So take it here. And D for extrude. Extrude by 0, by 0, apply, drag it down, like this. You see now we have here slight variation. It looks much better than. Okay, that's what we want. The next thing I want, what can take a little time maybe, let's see. We beveled this whole thing with the bevel DeForma. This is with the bevel DeForma, only possible with the bevel DeForma, I want to say, because with the normal bevel you would need to, let's see, go to select and make a path selection. You would need to select every edge here, every edge here would need to select. And with the DeForma is much easier. So we go to our bevel DeForma. Yeah, one is in my bevel DeForma. I just show you now my bevel DeForma. Normal, the original is this is not activated and this is not activated. But I did it like this. I activated it. And every time I need this use angle and limit, I need it every time. So I take this and here under edit, I set it as default. That's it. And that's the reason it's like this. So we take this bevel DeForma, and I didn't use the shift key to make it a child of the waves, because 3 subdivisions here is too much for me. 2 is more than enough. And 3 would take a long time to bevel this whole thing. So every other thing should be okay. Let's see what's going on now. If we freeze or not. Check, put it in. Now we have to wait a little bit until we see our bevels here. I hope it doesn't need too long. If I cut this video and no, here we are, ready. Good machine. See, now we have wonderful bevel everywhere, and that looks really nice. It even looked nice without textures. It looks nice. Let's see. Let's render this just for fun. Prepares, of course, it's a lot to render, it's a lot to calculate here. Yeah, it looks very nice. Good so far. And now, so that the cinema hasn't to calculate every time the bevel, I make this one. I make current state to object. So now I don't need this bevel anymore and can hide these waves. And you see, we have our bevel, of course, but everything goes much faster. So it's just one object. With one object, cinema can work. But if it has to every time to calculate the bevel, it needs. So these waves we can put under the backup. So now the next thing, and the last thing, more or less, we need to hide these waves here down. And this is the one of the very, very, very seldom times I use the bool. Normally I hate bool, but here it's okay. We don't see the how can I say it? We don't see the polygons later and how it works. So first, hide our waves. Go back to our landscape. Call it landscape. So hide this. Hide. Okay. Here we can do the same. Let's make, with this bevel, let's make current state to object 2. Take this under the landscape, deactivate it here, and take this plane under our backup. So now, now we have this one. We need to select polygons, and I just need the top polygons here on the top. So let's how can we make it easy? Yeah, UL for loop selection. Here, make this a loop selection. Then UF for fill selection. And if we go to the fill selection, just click it. And now we have just selected the top. That's all we need here. And now we go to split. We split this thing. Here and split. Now we get just this one we can hide. We can hide this landscape. This is the, call it bool. Okay. Here we need the thickness 2. So we do it like before. We select all polygons, Control A, D for extrude, binary, apply, don't forget create caps, it's necessary here, apply, back, and now we go down, 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 it doesn't matter how far, we just want to pull out, it should be under our waves here, and that's enough here now. And and another thing we need is select here loop selection UL. Okay. Select everything. You see we have the same problem as before. The normals are reversed, so just UR on your keyboard, and normals are normal. Normals are normal. UL again for loop selection, and here we want to extrude this selection. So we do it like this. We go to D for extrude, but now we don't need caps, and here we need a higher angle. About, it doesn't matter, it should be over 90 degrees. And now just drag it out, you see, like this, and don't click, so release it, and the same again. So that should be okay. This whole thing we put in a subdivision surface. This is our bool. With this we pull it out. Sounds funny, but is like this. So we want to make this thing editable, but before we make it editable, this subdivision surface, we have to be careful. Here we have a subdivision of 3 in the editor, but in the render we have, in the editor we have 2, but in the render we have 3. So the render would do this subdivision, but we need just 2. But if we make it now editable, it takes the subdivisions of the renderer. So we may have to go here to the renderer and put it to 2. And now we can make it editable and have one bool here. Okay. So now let's see how we continue. We have here our plane. Come on, so we have here our plane. But we need our waves. We have here our waves. And now we take our waves and take a bool. We hold Alt on our keyboard, bool, and we put this bool under this. Now we have to wait again. There is a lot to bool, a lot geometry here. Hope it doesn't need too long now. Look. Now look what we get. We get a quite nice wave. And if we unhide this now, turn it on, and look, everything disappeared, and here we everywhere exactly. You can see it if you take our plane here and drag it down a little bit. We are exactly on the but what I want, that we don't get refractions, or the reflections, ugly reflections. Here we put the plane a little and put it a little higher so it intersects. Okay, so far so good. Let's save this. It would be a good idea, I think. So let's save this. Where we will save it. Let's save it on my desktop. Save as. Save everything with assets. Go to my desktop. Glass waves. Okay. Good. And now we just have to texture, and we are done. So for this now, I light my scenes almost every time. I light it with Grayscaleforilla's HDRI kit. With this HDRI studio here. So I take this HDRI studio, or I will show you how we can do it without the studio. No, at first I do it with the studio, and then maybe we do it. What's going on here? That's the pool. It calculates the pool. My mistake. Let's make this spool editable, so it don't has to calculate every time. So check, okay. That needs a little bit. So that's our waves. Now it should, yeah, now it works much faster. So take our HDRI studio, put it down here. Like here. Okay. So, okay. The next thing is we need a material for our landscape. I did here something like take the color is okay, refract, that's default. Here we take different asphalt. Bye bye. So right, this, and here we make a bump, a little bump in it. Or let's make it with the normal map. Take here effects normalizer, and in this normalizer we give a noise. This is much too big. That's 10, delta 10. What's going on here? Normally it should work. Let's see, copy, paste. Okay, with the boundary. But let's see if it works. So now we need a cubic mapping here. Just let's see what we get. Sorry. This layout, like render regions. So let's see what we get. Let's somehow it doesn't work. And why? Why you don't work? Don't need you. Make it with a bump. Good. Let's make 5. It should be, it's too big here. So ten. Okay, let's say that's okay. Good. And now we need the glass. The glass material is quite simple. So let's call this landscape. Okay, on landscape. And this is glass. because we don't need any color. We need reflectance, let's say about 89%. A refraction from 0.517 is glass. Exit reflections, no, that's not true, it doesn't exist. And here absorption color greenish, yeah, green. 100 centimeter is okay for the moment. In the reflection I add some GGX with Fresnel dielectric with gloss. Okay. And we put it on our waves. So now we need very low render settings here. Where are the render settings? They are here. Low is okay for me. Global illumination, yes. 16 samples. Physical and progressive. Okay, for the moment, is it okay? Let's see what we get. Render here, so just hit Control R. Let's see what we get. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's make it a little bit better one. 16. Physical 40. Let's say 20. We will see how long it takes. Make here okay. And now Control Shift R for a small team render. And let's see what we get here. Yeah, that's it. Here I want it white. Maybe a little luminance too. About 50. Okay. I think we got a nice, really nice result. Oh, with the luminance, I don't think that's because it shines too much in the glass, I think. Like here, go to 50, it's just to see a quick result. Yeah, it's better without the luminance. Much better. Okay. But maybe I want another floor. Let's see what we had before. Yeah, such a bluish floor. Bluish, that's a blue floor, not a bluish floor. So now let's go another seamless floor here. This HDRI Studio Rig I really recommend it. It's great. So this, okay, and here a little darker, this sort of thing. Okay. And I think it would be better to take it, and if you render a class with ambient occlusion, never forget to evaluate transparency. This is checked. But let's try it without ambient occlusion. I think it could be good too. Let's see what we get. And it should be faster. Okay, it's much faster. Much faster. Now the same width. Let's see. The same width, ambient occlusion. With ambient occlusion you get nice shadows here on the edge. Huh? See? So I do it with ambient occlusion and maybe with light mapping, so we get more light under this bulge here. Let's see. Go global illumination. Here, light mapping. Let's see. It needs longer to render, but let's see the result. Okay. Just want to see the result under the bulge here. Yeah, you see, it's much lighter and yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Okay. Now I will stop this recording for a moment, but you don't realize it, and make a nice render so you can see it later. So we all know that cinema isn't the fastest renderer when it comes to transparency and such things. But here we have an 8-minute result. I think it looks quite good, no? Okay, and this is just lit with HDRI image. Yeah, this is maybe, yeah, for those people who have this or who knows with working with HDRI, the tutorial should be finished. And for these people who don't have this HDRI things or something else, and I have in other tutorials, I have in the whiskey scene tutorial, and so I show how you can light with just with normal lights and everything. And maybe you watch these tutorials then, or I put some links in the description where you find something not similar to HDRI Studio Rig, but Toolbox and something else. It's free and it's very good for lighting and for fast rendering. Maybe you try it with this then. And if you have some problems with lighting, or just write me in the comments and I will help you, of course. So, yeah, I hope you found it helpful. And yeah, as I said, if you have some questions, just tell me, and I will put this file, this project file here in the description, a link in the description too, so you can download it. And so we will see us in the next tutorial. If you have some ideas or wishes for tutorials, just write it in the comments, or yeah, write it in the comments. It's the easiest way, I think. And I will see what I can do. Okay. So wish you a nice day and have fun with this tutorial, and maybe put some links in the comments where I show your results. Okay, so let's say bye bye, see you.